All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're the brothers from Great Millstone, Atlanta, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah. But before we get started, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahawah, Ba'Hashem, Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Rakah Kodash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace, love, and salutation to you, Akim, out there that's pushing this truth and truth sincerity. Me and the brother Nathaniel Allah here. We got a lesson that's going into trade wars, man. All right, one step closer to more, wars, because trade wars actually end up into war. So meanwhile, while the average American is getting ready for a Memorial Day coming up, a really patriotic weekend here in America, this is what's really going on with your country, and it's all leading up to tension between the beast and the whore, man. So you got something else?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, man. These tensions are heating up at a very rapid rate, man. And the only thing that the so-called American want to do is get drunk and barbecue.
Man, especially Jay. But did you have a scripture you want to start out with?
Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna bring out Revelation 17 and 16, and it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and they shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh and burn her with fire." And that's what's happening, because what's about to happen, because these other nations are starting to see America for what America really is, and they all starting to turn their back on America. So with that, I wanted to bring out a quick article real quick going into that. This is a new thing. It says this is from FP or foreignpolicy.com, and it says China raises threats of rare earths cutoff to U.S. All right, and it says Beijing could slam every corner of American economy, from oil refineries to wind turbines to jet engines, by banning exports of critical rare earth minerals. And what a lot of people don't understand, everything from that's inside your cellular device to the pump at your gas station to the components that run your engine come through China's rare mineral exports, and China's threatening to cut those off. So imagine the repercussions that's going to have on the U.S. economy. And that goes into that scripture, how the U.S. is going to become 16 to that book of Revelation 17 and 16, how it's going to make America desolate, man. It's going to be a wasteland, and the desolation is going to happen even before the missiles hit.
That's right. That's right. You can continue on now.
Oh, so while y'all Americans sitting up here eating y'all little Memorial Day cheeseburgers, barbecuing with y'all pork ribs or whatever, things are gearing up, man. Y'all don't know that at the end of this summer, things are just gonna be crazy, man. America is being torn apart from every single facet, man.
Hey, damn, brother, we're still in a national emergency, because when you look up the national emergencies from hell, man, from Obama up until now, the one that Trump signed, it's still ongoing.
Yep.
And then they're gonna shut the government down again. So what is there to celebrate about, man? There's a lot of stuff that's just going on in the United States, and people aren't paying attention to it because it's written in the scriptures, man. Every scripture that we're bringing out, starting from our apostles and elders, when it pertains to Babylon, America, is happening right now, and the stuff that's going on in the world right now. So I got a scripture right quick. Go to Isaiah chapter 19. Isaiah 19, and let me see. I'm gonna go to 14. It says, "The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." So it's going to come to a point where, these other countries, they're getting tired of the United States, man. All right, they're not making that much money. The United States is throwing tariffs and sanctions on them, and the United States doesn't produce anything, man. Mm-hmm. They really don't produce anything. They take the exports from these other countries, and then they have the nerve to talk about how they're going to do it. That's what a whore does. A whore sucks you of your resources. Like if you got the scriptures say a whore is a deep ditch. You know, if you got a trick, you just whining her and dining her. She ain't giving it up. All right, she's gonna tell you how to do it. Eventually, you're gonna be like, to hell with this bitch, man. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on with these other countries when it comes to the United States, because you got the right guy, you got the right nigga in the office. All right, the right nigga to fuck with, Trump. All right, he's in there talking about, no, we're gonna do it this. No. Like, come on, man. You don't think these other countries see these reports and like, look at this guy, man. Like, what are we gonna do with this guy, man?
Right. You know, and America has been on a high horse for so long that they just think that they can continue to do the things that they've been doing. You know, and it's not so, man. Mm-hmm. It's not so, man. I got a quick precept. This is Jeremiah starting to. Jeremiah 51, starting in verse 6, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Mm-hmm. Be not cut off in her iniquities. Okay? Because America is about to be destroyed. When it says flee out of Babylon, it's not talking about a physical movement out of Babylon. Mm-hmm. It's talking about free yourself from the ways of this wicked place, man. Right. You know, because we in captivity, we can't move from this place. It says, for this time of for this is the time of Yahawah's vengeance, and you're starting to see that right now. Well, all the other nations starting to turn against Babylon. Mm-hmm. All the other nations are pretty much saying, you know what, like Turkey. If you don't know, U.S. put sanctions against Turkey because they're buying the Russian fighter jets. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Turkey, like, U.S. said, we're gonna continue our sanctions if you don't buy our jets. And Turkey, like, you know, it doesn't make economic sense to buy your stuff because you're charging us twice the price. You know what I'm saying, for these jets, and you threatening us. So, you know, to hell with y'all. And they one of our allies. You know, so the other nations are getting tired of America's stuff. And it says, he will render unto her recompense. And like, if you notice what's happening right now with all the floods in the mid-plains, all the farmland is being flooded out in America. Mm-hmm. Prices of foods are going up. We're having trade wars. We're having the Strait of Hormuz is being filled with different types of warships and all that stuff, because the Valley of Jehoshaphat is gearing up for war. You know, because America is pretty much in straits, and what they're doing is they're marketing deceit to you all. Mm-hmm. You know, and it says, he will render unto her recompense. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, mm-hmm. that made all the earth drunken. Okay, so at one time, you know, everyone thought that America was the big bad bully on the block. You know, and had sold every when it says made America a drunken, it means drunk with the philosophies of America. Right. You know what I'm saying? The ways of America, like homosexuality, eating all these perverse foods, and doing and just basically selling confusion, just to sum it all up. Right. And it says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Okay? The nations are looking like, you know what, we tired of your stuff, man, America. Mm-hmm. We tired of it now. So now they bucking back. China talking about some, well, you don't want us to buy, you're not gonna buy Yahawah products anymore? For y'all don't know, Yahawah is a manufacturing titan that actually manufactures software and hardware for stuff like our cell phones and stuff like that. They're like, okay, well, we're not going to sell you. We're not going to use your Google. We're not going to sell you the stuff for your Google platforms and your YouTube platforms and things of that nature, mm-hmm. so that you can make your money. You know. So since the other nations are saying, oh, you're going to do that to us, this is what we're going to do. Oh, you want to put tariffs on all of our stuff? Okay. Well, we can just not going to sell you no rare earth minerals. So how you going to run your economy then when we know that all your stuff that you run comes from the rare earth minerals that we produce? So you got it out, Salakia.
Right, now you good, you good. That's a lot of info you bringing out, because that's what it's leading to, man. You know, the United States is throwing these other countries money too to support their gay rights, to support transgenderism, but they're just getting tired of it, man. Like you got some of these countries, man. They're going back to the old ways. They're seeking the old paths, as it says in the scriptures, man. A lot of these countries that the United States threw money at, like these African countries and whatnot, these Arab countries, they're like, man, no, man, we can't accept homosexuality, man. We can't accept transgenderism. We can't accept all the freakism that's going on here in America. But you got some more in that article?
Oh yeah, kind of. I certainly do. All right, it says, with a simple visit to an obscure factory on Monday, Chinese President Xi Jinping has raised the specter that China could potentially cut off supplies of critical materials needed by huge swaths of U.S. economy. Okay, underscoring growing concerns that large-scale economic integration is boomeranging and becoming a geopolitical weapon. With the U.S.-China trade war intensifying, Chinese state media last week began floating the idea of banning exports of rare earth elements to the United States, one of several possible Chinese responses to U.S. President Trump's decision to jack up tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods and backlash telecom marketer Yahawah. You know, so we were just talking about how, for you brothers that don't know, the founder of Huey, I can't remember his name, but the U.S. had arrested his daughter and detained his daughter. Right. You know, so they're doing all of these things to really like the brother just brought out. Wisdom has left from Babylon, man, because everything that Babylon does ain't wise, man. You're not moving in a wise manner, so you pretty much jacking up everything that was made beforehand.
I got a scripture right quick.
Kind of.
Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And that's what's happening to America, man. Mm-hmm. All right, all this pride going on. They still think they're the big bad wolf.
Yep.
But that's affecting your economy, man. How the hell you gonna make America great again when you're putting tariffs on stuff that you need? That makes absolutely no sense at all, man. All right, and then they're gonna blind the people. See, the American people, they don't pay attention to that unless you're just really serious. Well, you got some people that really pay attention to what's going on, but mainly it's the prophets who have the highest level of understanding because they know this place is falling, man. They're gonna bombard people with the holidays. Then you got the elections coming up. Mm-hmm. The politicians are going to promise no new taxes. We're going to do this. We're going to have, you got the Democratic side with Biden trying to run for president. That freak. They're gonna say that we're going to have better foreign relation policies with these countries. Or Trump is doing it wrong. Let's say hypothetically Biden does get in. This is still going to happen. Bible prophecy is still going to be fulfilled, man. You know, so this is where America's going to, man. Verse 19, better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. Mm-hmm. And this place, what's that? Let me get the scripture right quick too, since we on it. We got Sirach chapter 10, verse. I think it's 2. Sirach 10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So like how Donald Trump is and all these other politicians, that's how you people are, man. Mm-hmm. Proud, thinking America won't be destroyed. That's why people continue on in their folly, man. Because this is a melting pot and you can do whatever you want here, you know. But you got some more article, you guys.
Yeah, I got a quick switch I want to bring out. This is just going into what you were saying. It says, this is Proverbs 13 and 10. It says, only by pride cometh contention. You know? And that's what's happening right now. It's contention all over the world, man.
Right.
You know? And it says, but with the well advised is wisdom. And Trump ain't well advised, man. Mm-hmm. You know? He ain't well advised. The American people ain't well advised.
Right.
You know, they don't know nothing. They know ribs and hot sauce, man. That's all they know.
Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat,
Facebook, man.
Yeah, that's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you tell our people about what's going on, man. They want to talk about NBA playoffs, man.
For real. And you know, there's a time for that. There is. But right now, man, you need to be well versed in what's actually happening in the world, man.
Right.
Because Jake ain't prepared for what's happening. Hey, you know, hell, none of us ain't physically prepared, man. We got to prepare through the spirit.
Right.
You know, and that's what the purpose of us doing these lessons, these videos. That's what the purpose of us going to camp. You know, praying, studying. You know, doing whatever we can to build up that tab. You know, and store up that treasure in heaven, man. Mm-hmm. You know, because in that day we're gonna be looking for the Lord to pay us out, which is that salvation. You know, but for most of you Jakes out there, you ain't gonna get salvation. You know, I got a little bit more if you want me to bring some more of this article out.
Yeah, come.
Block here. I don't know where it just went.
I got something right quick.
Kind of.
This is Luke 21 and 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all those things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So, articles like the brother's bringing out, I mean, we're watching to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Financially, morally in these countries, what's really going on, because all that is going to lead to what's going on. You got a sedition going on in Haiti, all right, over crooked politicians, all right. That land has been raped by Esau because it's rich in gold, and the Clintons have been robbing that place for the longest time. Your beloved Bill and Hillary have been raping that land. Meanwhile, the people are starving. You got protests down there in Italy now, all right, and different parts of northern Italy, southern Italy, all right. You still got the protests and sedition in Ukraine, all right. You still got sedition going on with Guaido and Maduro in Venezuela. So all of this is going to magnify here in America, man. Best believe when the tariffs go up and the sanctions get even higher and the inflation goes up, same thing that you people see in these other countries, because you think that's not going to come here, is most definitely going to come here. All right, Yellow Vest protests, this is week 28.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing is going to happen. It's going to come here to America. So we're watching and we're reporting to tell you what's going on. This article right here is just a small article of what's going to happen eventually here in America.
I got a little bit more on that too. It says U.S. oil refineries rely on rare earth imports as catalysts to turn crude oil into gasoline and jet fuel. Permanent magnets, which use 4 different rare elements to differentiate degrees, pop up in everything, including earbuds, wind turbines, and electric cars. And China dominates their production.
So it said, I was thinking about jet fuel. Mm-hmm. How many people during Memorial Day weekend are going to be flying in and out of the United States and across the world in these different holidays? How many people? We live in Atlanta, which is the so-called busiest airport at Hartsfield-Jackson. What happens when they don't have jet fuel to get to Hartsfield? That's going to get shut down, man. See, people don't understand the cause and the effect, and they vote for these politicians that say they want to be changed and make America great again. It's just slogans to keep you people going. Meanwhile, all hell's about to break loose, man.
Mm-hmm. I got to real quick. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor princes, and the course of their action shall be in their power." And that's coming to an America near you, man. You know, when all hell breaks loose, which it is, ain't gonna be no law. You know,
right?
It's gonna be all hell. All hell gonna break loose, and y'all women, you know, on the side note, y'all women, y'all gonna get it the worst, man.
Oh yeah.
Y'all gonna get it the worst because you know y'all been living deliciously for so long. You know, but going back to the article that we were just talking about, by them a lot of our like diesel fuel, you know, transporting, like I said, turning crude oil into gasoline. That's also goes into diesel. And how do all of our food get transported across America?
Right.
Through diesel fuel. So then there's going to be a shortage of food. On top of farmers not being able to plant their crops this year, they only been able to plant 30% of their crops this year. Now you're going to have a transportation shortage where people aren't going to be able to get from point A to point B. So then people are going to be starving, and that's going to go into the second Ezra 15 and 16, man, sedition.
Right.
You know, because people are going to be hungry. And they're not going to you know, once it gets to a point to where everybody's starving, it's going to be like the Wild Wild West again, man.
Right. I got something to back you up on that, man.
Kind
This is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 57. All right, it says, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fail through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thy shall perish with the sword in the field. Verse 58. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for the very hunger of bread and for thirst of water. So all this is a cause and effect, man. All right, for every action there's a reaction, and when all this stuff is going on with these trade wars, it's gonna actually be fulfilled in the scriptures, man, and it's gonna come to a point where people are not gonna be able to eat. And there's been evidence in the Bible of people starving. Women like the brother mentioned, the women gonna catch hell because they're gonna be sodoning their children. They're gonna be boiling their children for the lack of bread. All right, you got an example. I think 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, when the woman was gonna boil the other woman's son that day, and they was gonna boil her. They was gonna cook the other son the other day. I think it's in 2 Kings 6. But all this, man, is a domino effect, man. It's going when you can't. Most Americans can't even afford the basic necessities, man. You know, you got these women out here that want. I want a man that got his shit together, and I want this and that. Most people don't have their shit together, man, because 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's probably higher than that. Mm-hmm. So imagine when inflation hits, like it did in Venezuela, when them dollars, man, when them dollars ain't making sense, man. All right, all this is gonna come, and we've been telling you for the longest through these little articles and these these epistles that we've been bringing, and people are not gonna pay attention, man.
And you know, too, speaking of Venezuela, man, I was watching the video, man, you had this fine female, bad, eating out the trash. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And she was sitting there talking about how she eat out the trash every morning. She go to the trash can to find her breakfast and her daily meal. You know, so that just goes to show you that your beauty ain't gonna be worth nothing in that day.
Right.
You know, y'all all seeking beauty and fame and Instagram models and, you know, taking all these pictures, man. In that day, it ain't gonna be worth nothing, man. It's gonna be worth squat. You know, hey, you better hope in that day you ain't that attractive female, because you're gonna be sold. You know, y'all women like getting all them different rods. Y'all gonna be sold. You know, and y'all gonna get what y'all want, but it's gonna be against y'all will. I got a quick scripture unless you got something. All right, this is Isaiah 65:13. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Most High, Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." You know, and that's coming. The men of the Lord are going to be fine, and the men of the Lord are going to be rejoicing. It says it right there. It says, "My servant shall rejoice." You know, and a lot of rejoicing is going to be over the destruction of the 2/3. You know, like, that's what your wicked ass get. You know, and the Most High, you know, we might be sitting somewhere hungry, and a deer might just walk up like, "All right, there you go." Mm-hmm. You know, all type of anything can happen, man. But we don't know. But the Most High promised us that His servant's gonna eat. So if you one of those elect, you know, you one of the 1/3, man, you gonna be straight in that day.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. You got some more on that?
It's a little bit more. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Most High, Behold." I went back one. My bad.
Let me get it for you.
Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall, this is verse 14, it says, Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and howl for vexation of spirit.
So,
you know?
Laugh now, die later, man.
That's exactly what's happening. Y'all independent women? Yeah. You know, let's see how independent you be in that day.
Right.
You know, and it's coming. And all of the signs, you know, are around you, like like Yahawah said, ye hypocrite. You can discern the sky, but you can't discern the times. You know, we are in a time right now where all hell is literally breaking loose all around you.
Right. Even in your local neighborhood, man, like you got these local news apps that you can download. Motherfuckers is losing their goddamn minds out here, man. Just opening firing range on people, man. Cops is getting shot up, man. These little niggas is out, these little GMO babies, you know, these second Ezra 5 and 8 little niggas is causing hell out here, man. Even on your local scale, your local city, your local county, all hell's breaking loose, man. And people don't see it. They're just blinded by like the folly, man. You know.
Well, ultimately, that's the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get it real quick.
Come on. I'm gonna bring this one out quick just to back you up. This is Job chapter 5. I'm gonna start at verse 19. It says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." Verse 20, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." That backs up that Isaiah 66 and 15 that the brother was mentioning. It says, "Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." Because we already, like the brother was saying, we're already preparing ourselves for what's to come down. And the Most High is going to show us more things through the Spirit and more things physically to prepare us, man. All right, we might see somebody get their head blown off right in front of our face even before it happens, man. You might be driving in traffic one day and see somebody just brains leaking on the floor. All right, because that's what we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see mass death on the scale, man. But it says, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh." All right, "Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." Verse 23, "For thou shalt be in the league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee." So even these animals are going to get down on you people, man. Like the brother just said, he went to the zoo like last week, all right, when we were talking off camera, man. These animals finna get it in on you people, man. All right? These animals, man, these animals that been in these zoos, they've been captured just like the Israelite man, all right? They about to get it in on you people, especially Esau, man. All right, because Esau's always the one that's trying to hunt them. All right, the Lord gonna put the spirit on these animals. Like, well, you went over there to Africa, and you know, you killed my brother, man. I'm gonna get you. All right.
Hey, speaking of what you were just saying, you know, when we was talking off camera, I went to the zoo, and there was this African elephant. An African elephant was just swaying back and forth like this, and you can tell, man, he was just frustrated because of the cage that he was in.
Right.
And the elephant just stopped and looked at me, like literally for a good 5 seconds, just made eye contact, like, "Man, can you believe this shit?" You know, and like you can tell it didn't want to be there, but that's the situation that Esau Edom is putting these animals in, and in that day, the beasts of the field are going to be contentious against Esau as well, man. You know, and you're gonna see what these animals really can do, man. You know, so you got it up.
You got something? I'm touching up.
Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. It says, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the Most High of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not."
The God of this world, that's talking about Esau.
Yeah, you know, because Esau uses so much of his propaganda. You know what I'm saying? His media, like I said, his holidays, like we coming up on Memorial Day, to blind you from the things that are that are actually happening in this world right now that are important to know. You know, I'm quite sure you want to know that Mexico has put tariffs on tomato imports, and now the price of tomato going into the end of the summer is going to be like 7 times what it costs right now. I'm quite sure that's useful information, you know, that you will want to know. But Esau, through his media, has blinded you to where you don't see that. And it says, "Least the light of the glorious gospel of Yahawah Shai, who is in the image of the Most High should shine unto them, knowing the truth. Knowing the truth about what's really going on, knowing the truth in the spirit, man, about how to prepare yourself for these things that are about to come, But like I said, y'all are more interested in watching basketball and eating chicken wings,
And that's coming to an end, man.
Kind.
Man, so let's close on out, man. Let's go back to that Revelation 17 and 16, Baba Bashad.
Yeah, kind.
Just to, we went full circle, man. We went from the tariffs to the folly, all right, to what's about to come down, man. Because, hey, that's a combination of what's coming down, man. Our people asleep, all right. The elect, Lord willing, we part of that number, are gearing ourselves what's about to come down, man. That's why we go out to the highways and byways, man. It's like practice, man. Like Allen Iverson says, it's practice, man. All right, we're practicing, rehearsing the righteous acts to build ourselves up for the day that's coming, man. Because this place known as America, man, ain't gonna be no more Memorial Day parades. And best believe during these holidays, man, they're putting more legislation in the books to put you in these gulags, these internment camps, these FEMA camps. All right, taking away more of your rights, because like me and the brother was saying off camera too, man, like if y'all would really see what's going on in these other countries like China, man, all right, and what's going on in China is coming here. You got, like we mentioned off camera, like in China, you can't even cross the street without them video surveillancing you, man. And that's what's going to happen, man, when that chip is implemented, man. They're going to have all your information on the chip. They're going to know when you cross the street. They're going to know what you're doing, basically, man. That's what it's coming to in America as well. We didn't get into the chip, but that's also prophesied as well before this place is destroyed.
Okay. And I'm just going to finish it off. I'm going to read all 3 verses. Revelation 17, starting at verse 16. And it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Yeah,
so the EU, even Theresa May stepped down as the Prime Minister of Britain, man. So all this is, they crumbling, man. All right, Esau is crumbling, man. All right. The EU and NATO, man, they're going to start to look evil towards the United States. And they're already doing that right now. Like I said, you got the right nigga in the office known as Trump, and he's the right guy to fuck shit up.
And he doing a real good job.
He doing that to keep up the bad work. Hopefully some more outrageous shit comes out tonight or next week with this nigga, man.
For real. It says, "For the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdoms unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled." And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing all of these other nations looking, they doing a double take at America, like, and they looking at each other. You got Russia siding with China, like you got Edomite siding with Gooks. You got Turkish siding with Russia. I mean, you got that whole, you got the EU questioning America. Britain already don't even want to have anything to do with America.
Right.
So you seeing the will of the Most High being fulfilled right before your eyes. And then it says,